am live here on Instagram and on Facebook for What Up Wednesday. This is number 2 of What Up Wednesday. I just led a movement practice at the Embodiment Conference, which was beautiful. So I'm fresh off of that. I would encourage you to go check it out if you have any interest in that work, or email me if you want to know more about what that work is that I do with my clients and students online, and also on, what's that thing called? In person, when we have that, my one-on-one clients too. And I want to tell you today about a woman named Kimya Imani Jackson. And if you look at my stories, you'll see that I posted a little bit about her, because she's someone who months ago, she's on my newsletter. She's replied to things that I've sent out. I send out a newsletter. I don't even know if I should call it news, but like a resource letter, support email, hopefully inspirational email once a week to everyone who's on that list. And I think back in maybe like March or something, she emailed me and, just said, thank you. And she had a question, and it was amazing. She had a question, and she also sent me a playlist. She sent me an amazing Spotify playlist, as like a thank you for answering. I didn't even answer her question yet. She just sent me this playlist. I was like, girl, I got to talk to Kimya. And she said what drew her to me was seeing me do this kitchen dance that I did in Brussels. If you scroll down my feed back to November, you'll see me dancing in a kitchen. But I post dance videos every now and again. But anyway, Kimya, she had a question. I responded, because that's how it works. If you have a question, I do my best to respond. And I know that your questions actually serve a lot of people. And then she knew, she was like, I know I'm going to work with you. And it just took some time. And she ended up doing something called Monthly Mastery Series, which I'm running right now. I actually started a second cohort because our first one filled. And there's 2 spots left for that. But I want to read you what she said. We had a conversation. She's like, I don't know. She was scared. And I think what's important is when you're going for change, if you're not scared, you're probably doing something you already know. Whoopsies, getting a little text here. If you're not scared, that was a little affirmation. You're doing something you already know. You're not expanding and growing. So I think it's an interesting thing to remember, that my coach would say this to me, like my last 2 coaches, like, we know we're on the right track. You're afraid. And I think there's a context for that. It's in alignment with desire. It's in alignment with moving towards something that you want. So it's not just like out of nowhere, but it's a good muscle to get familiar with, because it is it can be a clue, like, oh, this is the next step to take. So what Kimya, I just want to share what she wrote to me. Kimya is a PhD. She's a performance artist, a medical educator, and a budding entrepreneur. And she said, I'm a person who dances in grocery stores, gas stations, and kitchens. Yes. So when I saw Michelle Boulet's kitchen dance and read Letting Trust Lead to Action, that's a post I have on my blog. I don't know how long ago that was, but you can scroll through my blog and let that be your personal library. So she says, so when I saw Michelle Boulet's kitchen dance and read Letting Trust Lead to Action, I knew I was going to work with her. She noticed something. And I think, like, my coach now, I saw him speak. I was like, that's who I want to work with. And it took me some time, and it took me a huge investment, but it's responding in kind. I'm getting to become a different person. And if you're not doing that, like, life grows, life continues to change, the seasons change. You never take the same breath. So find the environment where you can keep growing. So Kimya says, I knew I was going to work with her. Anyone who dances in unexpected spaces is my people. I just didn't know how I was going to pay to do the 3-month mastery program. Oh, money. However, when I said out loud that I was going to do the program, the money showed up. You have to make a commitment before the universe can respond. Even if it's in your relationship, you have to make a commitment that I am going to, I'm going to be with this person. I'm going to go into this business partnership. I'm going to invest in this thing. Then it can respond. If you're in wishy-washy teeter-totter land the whole time, that's what you'll get back, wishy-washy teeter-totter. So she said, when she said out loud that I was going to do the program, then the money showed up. That happened for me years ago in my 20s, I said, I want to do this and this and this. I had no idea how I was going to do it. I wrote this in a blog post a while ago, but when my therapist, who had 50 years of experience, said to me, you can have that, I was like, okay. And I went into, by the end of that month, I was doing all those things. You don't need to know the how. All you need to do is commit, and then the universe, whatever, will show you. Yes, wishy-washy teeter-totter, Donley. Wishy-water teeter-totter is going to give you wishy-washy teeter-totter. When you commit, when you say yes, the universe is like, oh my God, she's saying yes. They're saying yes. He's saying yes. Here you go. Here you go. So that's what Kimya said. When I said out loud that I was going to do the program, the money showed up. I learned to release my caregiving role, as Michelle stated, allowing everyone to wipe their own butts. I did say that to her on a private call, but I'm sharing it here. I work with a lot of people who go into that mode because I have known it so well, trying to take care of every other person. And when you're doing that, it's very difficult to know what you want. And then you realize days go by, months go by, you might feel resentful because your needs are not being met. You might get sick because your needs are not being met. You might feel broke because your needs are not being met. And then your life goes by and you haven't lived your life. It's that dual side to kindness. A lot of times when we're trying to be kind to people, we're actually manipulating. We don't want them to think badly about ourselves. So it's a wonderful thing to learn, and that's what I like helping people do, because I work with a lot of people that tend to care about everything else or care about other people's opinions first before knowing where you are. And I said to her, allowing everyone to wipe their own butts. What that basically means is let other people do their business. It's not your business. Let other people rise up into their fullness. If we're constantly like, it's like, this man I studied with, Matthew Newell, he's amazing, founder of the Family Hope Center. He works with brain injured children primarily. And he said, we're the only animals in nature, as far as we know, that like we swaddle our babies. We don't let them like go out and walk and learn and become independent in that way. Children, like how, looking at how children are being raised. Are you teaching your child or your students, whoever, to be independent, to become their own thinkers, to know who they are? Matthew said, in the first day of a child's life, it should be able to creep on the floor. I can't remember how far the distance is, but instead we protect, we get afraid. So when you allow yourself to like come into your truth, take your own adventures, take your own risks, you become an example for everyone else around you. So I'll just continue what Kimya said, and then I'm gonna say goodbye. Kimya said, this opened up space in my life, like stopping taking care of everyone else, to submit an article had been thinking about for 6 years, and to reclaim my childhood dream of being a joyful entrepreneur. This experience was everything. Thank you, Michelle. And I'm seeing this picture of her face. She's a beautiful woman. So you do have a dream. You do have a calling. And part of what I just did at the embodiment conference, what I do with my group work and my one-on-one clients, is just getting rid of everything that's getting in the way of that. What you've been taught to believe, if you tend to be a person who takes care of everybody else, or maybe you don't know how to connect in care. None of us were given perfect lives, and I encourage you to accept where you are right now. Let it be your teacher. Start where you are right now. Everything you need is already here. That's what we talked about in the conference. Everything you need is already here. It may mean that there's an impulse to go work with someone, to go study with someone, to make sure you align your finances so that's possible. That's part of it too. That's a part of your evolution. But it's all in service of your life and of your creative expression. So I hope this helps you. I hope Kimya's story inspires you. There are so many stories in this world. Look to people who have overcome hardship, because we've all been given hardship. I have too. I don't want to go into it now because I don't want this to be longer than 10 minutes, but there are gifts in your wounds. There are gifts in your wounds. It's not about getting stuck and replaying the wound over and over and over. It's finding the pathway through and learning. And by doing that, becoming the most generous, giving being that you can be, just because you are being yourself. Hope that makes sense for you. Let me know if you have questions. Let me know if you have comments. DM me if you want to. Go to my website, michelleboulay.com. Hi, Zoe! Ah! Zoe, I don't know how Zoe feels about that, but hi! Yeah, just be in touch. If you feel called to do this work with me, just let me know. I'm here. It's a total honor to connect. And I'll see you again next week for What Up Wednesday. If you want to get on my email list, just go to michelleboulay.com. Go to embodyradiance.com. Those will be integrated soon, but you can sign up for my free audio there, Realign Towards Your Dreams. All right. Have a great day, everybody. See ya. Let's see. Where's the end? End is here, and end is, whoops, I got to press end twice, and end is here. Bye.